Welcome back for another Plan with a Witch video. So we are looking at June 2022 in the Celestial Planner from the Recollections collection that I picked up at Michael's, but I am thinking that when you see this Plan with a Witch video for July, that it is going to be a new planner, new setup, so I think this will be the last month in here. So this is just taking a look at June. So first of all, the page of June looks like this. It has the crab here letting you know that we are going into Cancer season. So it lets you know that the sun was in Gemini from May 21st to June 20th, and then it will move into Cancer on June 21st to July 21st. It has some information here about Gemini season, and then the Cancer transition. It lets you know the full moon is in Sagittarius on June 14th. The new moon is in Cancer on June 29th. Mercury in retrograde ends on June 3rd. Saturn in retrograde begins on June 4th. And Neptune in retrograde begins on June 28th. So for Gemini season, it says energy is flowing outward in Gemini season. Prepare yourself to be more verbally open than you may be used to. Even internalized signs may find themselves thinking out loud or sharing ideas openly. Take this time to soak up information through podcasts, online courses, or books. You may feel insatiable inside and out, like your attentions are scattered and unable to focus on one task. Remember, it's natural to lean on people as long as you are not using them for selfish means. Gemini allows you to have conflicting interests, to explore different sides of yourself. Let yourself contradict. You are too complex not to. And for the Cancer transition, it says, ready or not, Cancer is here. Leave behind the bright, rowdy energy pouring from Gemini and let the emotions come flooding back in. Like all water signs, there is a focus on getting in touch with yourself and your feelings, but Cancer is easily the wildest ride on the river of feels. However, in Cancer, with great emotion comes even greater understanding. So let's flip back here then to the June overview. I always have a little bit of a to-do list here. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays are the content that's over on Patreon. So if you are interested in that, that is always linked in the description. First of the month is the best time to sign up because that's when it's charged. It is $5 a month, and you get all this content that is coming up. Wednesdays, of course, are the podcast episodes. So these two are blank because I'm going to have guests and not exactly sure which order the episodes are going to appear in. So blank for now. And then Fridays, of course, are the YouTube videos, which is where you are watching right now. So if you follow along on Instagram, you may already know this, but I always say husband on the podcast, on YouTube, Patreon, whatever, because we have been together for over 10 years. We bought a house 5 years ago. I never really cared to get married. It's not something I ever really believed in. But my husband has 2 pensions with the city of Chicago, and those can only go to a spouse. So we are not, willing to leave that money on the table. So that is why we were doing it. We would have been happy to not have the official paperwork, but it's good things, lots of good things coming from that. So we are excited, and that's when we are going to sign those papers. It also lets you know that there is the new moon here on May 30th. So depending on when you're watching this, it might have already happened, but the new moon says, we start off the week with a new moon in Gemini. You'll feel the need to get out of the house. It will be a full day indeed. If the energy feels too chaotic, try to channel that vibration into creative ventures. You can also try cooking something new, writing a poem, or playing an instrument. Enjoy these activities alone or with others. Just get it out into the universe. So we flip here. And then we have the full moon on June 14th, which says, this Tuesday, a full moon in Sagittarius rises. As always with Sagittarius, there will be an optimism and honesty with communication. However, in order to become the person you want, we have to lick old wounds
and bear no malice. That way, you can take things to the next level and embrace the adventure Sagittarius so eagerly wants you to have. Flip over to here, let you know about the Neptune Retrograde. Next Tuesday, which is
Also the Litha summer solstice,
marks the beginning of Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. Don't be too disappointed by the world you see when Neptune's veil thins and fades. Try to fight through the illusions, and do not fall for trickery. You may feel a sense of loss for the world Neptune created for you, but that just means that you need to turn inward and find what is truly worthwhile.
and then we get into the last month here, which has a new moon on Wednesday, June 29th.
Which as a new moon in Cancer comes this Wednesday, and it wants you to press pause on your routine. We feel so many emotions in our daily lives without taking the time to process or unpack them. This is a necessary step to take when going into the next cycle. Remember that pausing does not mean stopping. Momentarily float in the ocean of tenderness and then continue swimming.
So that is what is on tap for June. For patrons, I do go back and flip through what I did in May, have the spells in here and things. So if you are a patron, stay tuned. That's coming up next. Otherwise, I will see you next week, YouTube, for another video on Friday.